It is recording.
It fucking better be.
Yeah, it is.
I'm halfway through my tea already.
I know. I made these teas a little bit.
Do you know what? Needed it.
Yeah.
It's been a slow Saturday.
It's been a weird Saturday. Let's start the podcast before I tell you about that, because that's kind of the main event.
I was going to say, that's just what we did last time and not recording.
Welcome back, everyone. Welcome to another Pudding Boys podcast. I'm Blore.
I'm Naylor.
And it has been a weird Saturday. I woke up... went to bed yesterday. And
Great alarm impression, by the way.
It's the same fucking alarm that tried to wake Ash Ketchum up. The first episode of Pokemon, a little Pidgey pops out and I slap it across the room. No, I went to bed and said to Rue that I wanted to go to like a Christmas market. Or like a garden centre that had Christmas shit that we could take the dog to.
Obviously.
That was my criteria for the day. I wanted to go somewhere Christmassy.
You wanted her to experience it too.
Yeah, I wanted to take the dog. And then when Rue woke up this morning, she sent me a text because she was upstairs. And she didn't want to get out of bed.
That was super weird if she was like lying next to you.
Yeah.
She didn't want to talk
We
to
don't
you.
talk anymore. We can't stand each other's voices, so she just sends me a text.
Yeah, but you can't read. So.
Yeah, it's a struggle. I get by. She found a Christmas market nearby. I'm just waving my hands at you.
Yeah, over there.
But it was,
I drove through it.
It was advertised as it was like a foodie market. I think it was actually called a Gusto market. Like, not Gusto.
I was going to say, do they know? Because we might get some credit if we tell them.
Well, I don't think they can't coin the term Gusto, can they?
No, I think it's an actual word.
It is a real word.
It's just not an English one.
Yeah. But they said this is a Gusto market, so you would imagine it would be full of food. And what do you imagine of food at like Christmas? Is you want like the German gingerbread stall.
It's going to be a lot of spices. You're not talking like curry spices, but it's going to be a lot of like pepperiness or cinnamoniness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You expect it to let's just cut the shit. We expect the people to be from Germany.
Yeah.
And or at least impersonating Germans, Hungarians, Bavarians, whatever. Then,
Central Northern Europeans.
Yeah.
We basically want a town full of Onken.
Yeah.
Or Oaken, whatever his name is.
And I want them to be giving me like reindeer bratwurst.
Yeah, and they should be laughing heartily as they like slap a bear's leg into a bun. You know.
And I should walk past like a stall that has like wooden children's toys that I'm not going to buy. No one's going to buy because
no, they're there for show.
Game Boy.
But you should be able to smell the like freshly hewn
pine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what? They should have an old man finishing up a few projects.
Oh yeah. He should be like he gives you a knowing like smile. He's not expecting you to buy shit. He's doing this for fun. He's retired now. He doesn't need this.
Definitely.
He's filling the gaps between Christmas with more Christmas.
However, we get there, and I remember seeing on the news maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago someone who organises all like Christmas markets for loads of different towns. He was saying that with the combo of Brexit and COVID this year, it's not like it's always going to be like this, but for this year, it ain't happening. The German traders and the traders from Europe aren't coming to most of them. I'm sure the big ones.
It's like going to be a huge undertaking to go and do like, I don't know, Durham Town Centre.
You're not getting someone going all the way to some small town in the Midlands just for that one thing. And they're not touring the whole lot because of what?
Yeah.
Either they can't leave their country, they can't get into our country, whatever.
The Stevenage Christmas market is going to slip slightly further down the pecking order.
It's going to be awful. So yeah, it was just like they were trying. You know, it wasn't bad, but like there was one place selling like burgers and hot dogs, but it was to be honest, it was a step below what you would expect at an overpriced farmers market.
Yeah,
it wasn't quite like car boot sale. Cob van, nothing against that. Bacon from there's magic.
No, at the time, it 6 in the morning when you're setting up,
it does you a wonder, but
not at Christmas.
No, not Christmas. I want a thick hot chocolate or some kind of spiced cider, and I want some reindeer meat.
Yeah, it's got to be a bit off the beaten track. I'll do like the ostrich kind of thing. It's got to be something a bit special.
Yeah.
It's Christmas.
But it was just frozen burger patties, shit bacon, and what looked like
cheese.
Just sausages. Yeah, Kraft cheese as well.
They've been to Co-op, haven't they? Well,
yeah, it looked like
it.
It was certainly not like a farmer's one. It wasn't Tory and Ben's level stuff either.
And I'm not going in on Co-op. The sausages are fine, but
not
at a Christmas market.
Yeah. I feel like I'm complaining for no reason, but I am.
No, it's part of the magic.
Yeah.
You build up to it. You could, if you'd have said, I want to go to a car boot this morning, and I want to walk around, and there'll be a couple of stalls and someone selling burgers, and they'll be fine, then mission accomplished. But if you said, I want a Christmas Wonderland.
Yeah. If you've said to me there will be a Christmas Wonderland and it's all food based, that there we go. I'm not complaining about nothing because I had been promised a food based Christmas Wonderland. There was no gingerbread. There was some quite good like cake stalls, but it was stuff like Project D, which is a well known donut company. They're great, don't get me wrong, but I can get them all the time.
Tour around the Midlands.
Yeah, they're always around. Sweet something, which is just like tray bakes. Once again, great stuff. Had them, not Christmas.
You can get them. They're a thing. They've not come over for 4 weeks of the year.
Yeah.
I want Stollen.
I want Germans.
Yes.
I want the Germans to give me food.
I want
reparations from the war. that I weirdly have to pay for.
Well, yeah, you're obviously paying a reduced rate. Like they had to come here.
Yeah,
and they're a bit cheaper.
Like the Treaty of Versailles too.
We went big at Versailles for the first one, and we really pissed them off. Like they got nasty.
Yeah.
So we've just dragged it out instead of like 10 years. We've given them 100 years.
Yeah,
just to be cool about
lower price Bratwurst.
Yeah, like 1924.
Yeah.
They were having to come over and do that for free.
Yeah.
And they were mad.
And the deal was they have to reduce the rate by €1, and
I don't think they had.
We knew that it was coming, and they weren't allowed to get offended when they offered us sauerkraut on it, and we pulled this face.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
There was a bit of an understanding. We wouldn't start humming down busters.
Yeah.
But they wouldn't try and pile on like weird pickled vegetables.
Yeah. They would caramelise some onions for the Brits.
They're not savages. They've grown up.
They know what they're doing. Where was I? I don't know what I was on about. I keep saying Try and count them and put them in the YouTube comment section.
We could have a Christmas drinking game, couldn't we? Really?
We'd be absolutely bladdered.
Yeah, we won't broadcast that.
My arms. So I ended up getting a piece of Battenberg, which was delightful.
It's also like a midsummer's kind of. That's a Paddington cake. Like you should be sat on Covent Garden having that and marmalade.
Yeah, but it was really.
Oh
good.
Yeah.
And it looked real strong, so I went for it, and it was a.
And the colours pop.
Colours popped, and it almost looked wet. It was that moist. It looked wet. It was brilliant. Rue had not a shaving, a slice of Yule log. I'll just shave you a bit of cake.
Is that like Parmesan? They come around with it at the end with like dust it over your pizza.
She had a shaving of Yule log, and that was good as well. And we shared a crepe. Right, Battenberg, slice of Battenberg, £1.50. Slice of Yule log, £1.50. Couple of stalls up, crepes. Guess how much for one crepe with just some Nutella on one?
Just some Nutella, no raisins.
No raisins, no.
4.
Yes.
Yeah, I've
seen these.
£4. These are the festival stores.
Fuck you!
These are the ones that tour around the festival, and by the time you've got... I mean, I get it, there's a little bit of work in the crepe. You've got to spin
There is, but this one wasn't even very good.
No, that's the thing. Like,
it was quite hard and almost plasticky.
No, that's the thing. Like, I mean, to a point, if you're piling, like, ham, cheese and egg, which is the gold standard of crepe...
Yeah.
I'll give you £6 or £7 without really batting an eyelid.
If it's got a lunch in it.
Yeah. It's got to be like a mini pizza.
Yeah.
But, But no, £4 for entire... Like, you can get those ones you stick in the microwave.
Well,
and
let's be honest, what is it? Milk, flour and egg. And they've probably put water in it. Like...
It doesn't take...
£4 doesn't sit right.
It doesn't take that much skill to use the little window scraper thing to spin it around the hot plate, which is on anyway.
And do you know what? If you're not actually very good at doing that, and you just give me a normal English pancake, those of you listening from abroad, An English pancake is just a crepe when you don't know how to make crepes.
Yeah, it's the crepe that they would give to the dog when they make the first one, and it's shit.
It's a really thick
the dog
crepe.
crepe.
It's nothing like an American pancake. An American pancake is like a cake almost. It's still batter.
They're the Scotch pancake things, aren't they?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
almost.
But I feel like they're even bigger and more fluffy.
Basically,
They're great.
it's a donut with no hole.
No. I feel like
less.
it's a device made to soak up
Maple
jams
syrup.
and liquids. Yeah.
So Thomas Lethbridge is going to hate it because
Yeah.
bean paste just sits on top of it.
Yeah, it does nothing
You
for bean
smear it
paste.
with him.
Oh, there we go. Cleared my throat. Not got COVID. But yeah, the Christmas market left me a little bit. It wasn't good. It wasn't good. I will have to go to another. But honest to God, there was not much there at all. There was actually one reindeer, like a real reindeer. That was fun.
Did it know? Or has it just wandered in?
Oh no, it was in a pen. However, it was at that weird stage. I don't know if it's because it's not cold enough in England. Do you know how they shed
They
the
look
fur
a bit
on their antlers?
A bit poorly.
And it looks a bit meaty. Like, it was absolutely fine. I'm aware that that's natural. But it is terrifying.
It doesn't fill you with the joys of Christmas.
No, it's very sinewy. It looks a lot like, do you know the Resident Evil zombie dogs when you first see them?
Yeah. Oh, when they pop through the window.
Yeah.
That, when we're talking moments.
That's a big moment. But yeah, so I was trying to show Pie. I was trying to show the dog. I was saying, look at this reindeer. She didn't care. There was another dog nearby. That was much more interesting.
That's just big dog. At that point.
I think she was thinking, I've seen horse before.
Yeah.
That one's got a weird lump on its head. Let's move away and stop staring.
Yeah, it's probably telling us, like, he might kick off. I don't know him.
When the reindeer got a look at Pie, it did that thing where, like, it shows all the white of its eye, like, oh, it's seen you. It has seen you.
Yeah, there's no kind of, you're not your little box with a question mark on it. Is it going to creep past him?
Definitely not.
It's, do you know what? I mean, we said it when I think it was when we were talking about Halloween decorations and that kind of thing. It's been a weird couple of years for this kind of shit. So
yeah, it's excusable.
I get it, but
it wasn't worth the massive hassle that parking was. Parking was horrible.
On a mountainside in a deluge kind of parking.
It was.
What I'm picturing.
It was just a normal town centre, but they had closed off roads. They had the council had stopped you parking on all of the pavements, which is kind of normal. But then you ask them, where do we go, and do you want us to go to this market? Clearly not, because I'm not going to be going back next year.
Yeah.
Well, I might.
I can't imagine with these things you get much pedestrian. Like, you pick one of the bigger cities, I don't know, like Lincoln or something.
Yeah,
pedestrian factor's going to be greater.
Yeah, I'll go to like a Nottingham or
Birmingham's always good.
It'd be nice to go to York or something.
Oh,
I bet there's some good stuff there.
Yeah.
That would have to be a whole thing.
York could be a thing, and I'd imagine it's a bit of an operation getting in, because I'd imagine that's popular. Like, York's basically Christmas all year round.
Yeah.
For those that don't live in the UK, basically picture the town around Harry Potter.
Yeah. For those of you that don't live in the UK, I've been.
You've seen York.
Yeah. I've seen most of England by now. Like, I've seen a good chunk of it. There's a little bit towards the bottom that I hadn't seen for the longest time, but I've been there. I've been to a couple of stag do's and things. I've seen it. York's the nice one.
Yeah.
York's the one. It's the nice city.
When they're basing cities in films off a city.
Yeah.
You know when you want that Christmas feeling. You know, like when there's a bit of fake snow falling and like, you know the song that's playing in the background. It's the start of every goddamn Christmas movie. York are the streets that they're basing that on.
Yeah. It's either that or like posh London. But if you've never been to posh London, a stone's throw away from posh London is London. It's the rest of London.
I think they hide the entrance to posh London now.
Yeah,
I don't think you'll find it.
It's like Diagon Alley.
Yeah, they've put like the congestion charge zone in and snipers. And
you can't get in unless you're in a business suit that costs at least £2,000.
Yeah, you're not getting in. But York, well, to be fair though,
York will let you in.
Yeah,
York will look after you.
They're a good bunch of lads. But I mean, even those, like, I can imagine it's going to be a bit of a watered down kind of for the next couple of years.
Yeah. And
I
it's
think
no one's fault.
No.
It's just the way things are.
You'll
and
still
I've
get
gotten
the food
accustomed.
and drink.
Yeah, we'll still get the food and drink through. I mean, this is what we did: is we were queuing up for that kind of half-assed cob van,
Yeah.
or cob stall, I should call it. And there was quite a queue because there wasn't really any other savoury food there at all. And the sweet food, as I say, it wasn't gingerbread. It wasn't Labour cooking. It was just the cakes that we normally get.
Yeah, it was basically like
They were doing their best. So I turned to Rue and I just said, should we just go to Tesco and get some decent sausages, some paninis, and I'll just make a sausage sandwich at home. And that's what we did. Which was fine, you know.
Yeah, it's been that kind of day.
Yeah, it's just... I've got a big festive... I have a festive food checklist. That I have to eat certain things every year. And I don't count my German market sausage checked off.
No, it's a very specific kind.
Yeah, it needs a snap. It needs a hard snap.
I need that kind of Bratwurst, like I need a deeper colour.
Yeah.
I need some mustardy kind of concoction.
Yes.
Not
pickly mustard, like American mustard.
Yeah.
Which I guess is German mustard.
Probably. Like it's not
Coleman's.
Yeah.
Coleman's for my roast dinner.
Not
for my sausages.
Not any German sausage.
No.
It needs to be on one of those buns that is ridiculously small.
Yeah. Hard crusty.
Yeah. But not a batter, not powdery.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. Okay, let's rattle off this Christmas checklist because...
Well, what I wanted to say is I've started eating most of it early. I cracked open a tin of Quality Streets on like the 25th of November. So, I mean, I've gone in hard. And the minute you open it, you can smell the mixture of the dark chocolate on the strawberry creams and the wrappers.
Yes, yeah, it's a
the
very
distinct
Christmas smell.
That, I get fizzy. That gets me Christmassy.
That's more of a delimiter for me than people putting silly lights in the front garden.
Yeah.
When you first smell the roses, because nobody's having a tin of roses.
Oh wait, hold on.
Midsummer.
You're going roses.
Oh.
I go. See, Rue goes roses, but roses have normal wrappers now.
What,
they have they for a couple of years now. Roses don't
like
have
plasticky, foily kind.
Yeah, so there's no scent. Quality Streets are still giving you those 80s style wrappers. So when you open it, it's like a gold chest.
Actually, yeah, it's Quality Streets done the shaped tin as well.
Yeah,
that's
the
a
hexagonal one.
Yeah, roses now come in like a round plastic thing. Yeah, yes, you can recycle it.
Roses are fine. Don't get me wrong. They taste good. It's Cadbury's chocolate.
Yeah, but nobody's making enough cakes to keep their Quality Street tins, and nobody has a sewing kit anymore. So
no.
Nobody's disappointing their grandkids.
But yeah, they're running in expecting this rusty old Quality Streets tin to have food in.
Yeah, but needles and
they're so good.
Buttons.
They are the Christmas food for me. So as soon as I had them, it was a downward spiral. After I'd had that, I ended up having like the After 8 hot chocolate at Costa, and after I'd had that, I had the Quality Street latte and the orange one. And I'll be honest, I think I've had like 3 of the After 8 hot chocolates now.
I still go back to my Black Forest. I still go back to the days of...
Do they do that now?
Yeah, it's still there. I will stop going when they kill that.
Is that permanent then?
It's not permanent, but it's a permanent seasonal fixture, I think.
See, I didn't see that on the advert.
If they take it away, I will go full John Rambo.
Yeah.
Because
dive through the window.
Yeah.
Listen up, shit.
Look, the amount of trash talk that powered back in the day.
Yeah. We used to sit in Costa playing Pokemon.
Screaming.
I would have a coffee, and you would have
three large. And that's when they used to do the large. Now they only do it in the mediums. I think because diabetes.
Yes, definitely.
They've cottoned on.
I can only fit a medium in my cup holders anyway. My cup holders are so shallow in my car.
Tiny.
Yeah.
The whole car is very shallow.
The cup holders are so shallow that if I had a large, it would fall out.
Yeah.
And
that's a horrible thing to...
I assume. I have not tested that because I don't want it to happen.
no. Especially not with milk.
No. No, it's not happening.
We had a Sierra when I was growing up that Dad used to take a bottle of milk to work with him in the morning, and one day it went wrong. You could still smell it a good 8 years later when that car finally went off.
The sour milk is not leaving you.
Yeah, like no amount of horrible air fresheners that make it sound like a public toilet. Smell like a public. If it sounds like a public toilet.
It just sound like someone taking a piss in the background and clearing their throat constantly.
Oh my god! What wild segue, but really weird. We went on a night out the other night. You know, like met up after work kind of thing.
Yeah.
Just like, and there were two people in the gents' loo. Like there was one cubicle.
Is this
and then three? No, not doing that. Like. No, they were just yelling at each other, like they were having, like a man and a woman, like a full-blown argument, like a...
Was it a unisex toilet?
No.
There was just a woman in the toilet?
Yeah, just in the cubicle, like it was all shut and that kind of thing. Like, but they'd locked the... And like you said, everyone kind of pulls the same face. It's like there were two voices coming. They weren't doing that. I can assure you they weren't doing that. I mean, like...
A man and a woman were in a cubicle together?
Yeah, shouting.
In the men's toilet?
Yeah, having a proper argument. It's like the kind of argument you would have taken home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they've taken it to the toilet.
They've taken it to the gents' toilet. It's only got one fucking cubicle though. So like, what's the deal?
I would have found it really difficult not to like sit down, unbuckle, and just force myself to take a shit next to them. That would stop their argument.
Yeah, but I don't want to try and get in.
Because I've had a lot of milk recently.
I'm not going to do it in the urinal. I'm not going to drop a big meaty chud in.
Well, if you're in there, I'm going to have to go out here.
Look. You're in there. There's a sink here.
That's so weird. What were they arguing about?
I didn't listen hard enough because
Why?
Because I didn't want to be. I didn't want to be standing around in the gents not peeing. Like
I thought you were going to say I didn't want to be rude.
Well, also yes, but more so, I didn't want to be the guy that then everyone was going in and going. There's a guy stood in the back corner of the gents and he hasn't had a piss for like 2 hours, but he's still there and he's got his ear pressed against the cubicle door.
With the glass.
Yeah, he's taking notes.
Oh man.
No, that was a weird segue, but it just came flooding back to me.
But did you hear anything they said?
Nothing. Like none of it was substantive. It was the usual kind of argumenty stuff. So
well,
like,
you did this.
Yeah, and they were all. But
why you did it?
Several of us like. Interns, obviously, because we were playing pool at the time.
Yeah.
And drinking.
Because we weren't playing poo.
We weren't playing poo because they were off.
You couldn't get in there.
We were playing.
There was one cubicle down there.
Yeah, one cubicle. With a door, like a proper, like...
I'm really disappointed that I don't know what the argument was.
Do you know what? I think you could have stayed in there all night and not really picked up the initial thing that sparked off it. It sounded like one of those things that had gone from being a quick word that they could have had outside.
Yeah.
To a full-blown, like,
signing the
moving out
papers.
And taking the kids kind of row. But we, obviously, like I say, I didn't want to be the guy that's still in the cubicle, in the toilets, not having a piss.
Does that bar have a Facebook page?
We'll find out.
That we could message and ask.
Did anyone listen to the whole thing? Do you have CCTV?
Well, hopefully not.
Well, I don't care. I mean, good luck, you know... Not going to say anything.
I feel like I would care. I feel like I do care.
I feel like I blend into the mix. Like it.
Well, yeah, I'm not worried about standing out. I just don't want people filming me taking a leak. This has been a weird segue.
Yeah, this is a weird. Let's move back on. It just came flooding back, not literally. And I thought that the world needed to know that had happened.
Just know that I'm disappointed in you for not eavesdropping enough.
I'm
empty now. I feel empty.
Pleased with past me for not loitering in a men's toilet for several hours to listen to an argument. But let's fill that up. Let's talk food.
Let's talk.
What are these big hitters?
Right, I had my quality streaks, and that set me off. We actually ended up putting the tree up after that. Like not long after we started putting the tree up, then, as I say, I've had the Christmas costas, the Christmas coffees, and hot chocolates because screw it, I work hard. I'm going to drink sugar every evening.
Obviously.
Then we had our first, because if you've been listening from quite early on, we're both doing the Gusto delivery boxes now because he can't cook and I can't think of meals.
Oh, I can't.
Well, you can cook now.
No, it just needs to be spelled out for me.
Yeah,
I can't improvise.
To be fair, if you're following those instructions, you're cooking.
Yes.
That sounds like an asshole thing for me to say.
Yeah, that's the worst thing you've ever come out with, obviously.
But I had the first Christmas meal from them, and it was the Vietnamese meatball sandwich.
I don't think we've had anything Christmas yet. So.
It had no right to be that good. It was strong. It was so strong.
Word picture without being an old-timey Victorian gentleman.
Well, yeah, Thomas would come and whip my ass with a cane if I took his spot. But, so the meatballs had, instead of normal panko breadcrumb mix that you put into the meatballs, you kept them small. So they were purely beef, grated ginger, and soy sauce. I guess that's the Vietnamese part because there wasn't much else.
That's replacing the Henderson's relish that they use for the English.
Yeah, you put that in the oven. You do some sweet potato chips. There was some pickled parsnip and carrot ribbons. Okay. The recipe tried to tell me how to do a ribbon, and I got a little mad at it, and I was like, I know how to do a ribbon.
And then you took out your I'm going to shave it.
Stand back, you son of a bitch. I'm going to ribbon this carrot. I only did the carrot because Rue didn't want the parsnip, and I wasn't going to bother doing the parsnip all for one. I'm going to have that tomorrow with my roast dinner. Why not?
Yeah.
So that was pretty much it. It's pretty basic. There was also some mayo and some cranberry sauce on...
That's the Christmas bit.
Yeah, that's the Christmas bit. On the panini that it was served on. And there was some rocket and cucumber and tomato as a salad. So your nightmare. Not the salad.
No, the rocket. As long as you don't, rub the devil's genitals all over it like you...
Cucumber is so good. I'm really worried about you. But the sandwich was really good. I think I overcooked the meatballs a little bit, but I don't think that wasn't really my fault or Gusto's. It's just the oven's a bit funny, and I put it toward the bottom, and it gets too hot down there. So it was the meatballs were a touch dry. They weren't dry. They were on the drier side.
Really, absolutely boned down the middle about this.
Yeah, they were not dry. They were not dry. If someone said they were dry. Oh, they were at that point where only the person that cooked them could complain that they were dry. Like, they weren't really dry.
That's a really specific point. I've never hit that with anything.
I get a little bit defensive of my food. But it was really good. It had no right to be as good as it did, because I've just read the entire recipe to you. It was basic, but it was nice.
Good. Well, that bodes well, because I think we've got some Christmas coming this week.
Yeah, what have you got coming up? We've both got the curry.
We've got the chicken and stuffing one, which got plum chutney. That's the
the chicken and stuffing sandwich.
Yeah.
Yes, I've got that. Yeah.
But it's the German Christmas sausage one.
Yeah. That could say that I very much doubt it's going to do the job of a real Bockwurst, Bratwurst, whatever.
In 2 words, curry ketchup. If they do that right, that might carry you over. Yeah, that kind of curried tomato kind of.
Yeah.
If that lands.
If that lands, then then Gusto is the saviour of Christmas. That's another thing Gusto did really well, actually. I know
they're still not sponsoring us, by the way.
No, they're not. One day they will, and we'll talk about them even more. They gave me a whole chocolate bar.
Yeah, that was good.
A whole Tony's Chocolate Maloney.
Annoyed me that you couldn't divide it equally, but that's a rant for
They're trying to prove a point, but that's an argument for another day. I get that they're trying to prove a point, but I would like to divide my chocolate bar
one of us
neatly.
is going to be pissed.
Yeah, one of us. My wife. I'm not having the smaller half, let's be honest.
Yeah, if I'm breaking this up.
I've seen the divide.
I've put the effort into it.
If there was a bit that was hanging over the middle, I've eaten it before I've walked in the room.
That's the one. That's the extra bit of steak that didn't fit in the sandwich.
Yes, that's happened.
It's the cook's portion.
Yeah.
There's probably like an old timey, like the captain's ration or the I don't know, the king's gambit or whatever.
Oh. Now, no, go for it.
No, I think that'll do for...
I was just about to pull out from under my chair a tiny little thimble that I've been keeping Thomas in.
Thomas now has gone from having a Rolls Royce with a horse in it to his mode of transport being a thimble.
He's an eccentric gentleman. I'm just going to pour him out onto the side here. Hello, everybody!
This really unsettling liquid Thomas kind of vibe now. I I think I'd like to go back to him being Scrooge's business partner, if I may.
Let me just put my bones back in properly.
Should this not be the Halloween episode?
Probably, I don't know where I'm going
Thomas
with this.
reassembles himself like a
Thomas, we'll put you back in the car for next week.
Vietnamese meatball.
Thank you. The pudding of the week this week is Turkish Delight.
This is proper Turkish Delight, or is this the Turkish Chicken Delight that we had previously?
Proper Turkish Delight is a family of confections based on a gel of starch and sugar. Premium varieties consists largely...
Depends which bit of England you go to. You get the lard version instead of the roast.
I'm just going to have a sip of your drink before I spit in it.
It's real nice of him to chuck the rest of it behind the TV over there.
Don't worry about it, we'll clean it up later.
You'll clean it up.
Premium varieties consists largely of chopped dates, pistachios, hazelnuts, or walnuts bound by the gel. I've never seen them in real life.
Isn't that a nugget?
No, because
Okay,
that's not
fine.
a gel, that's a nougat. Nougat, not nuggets, you Philistine. Traditional varieties are often flavoured with rose water, bergamot, orange or lemon. And it's cut into small cubes, covered in icing sugar. We've all seen it. We've all seen the BBC version of Chronicles of Narnia. You know what it is. We know what it is. It tastes good.
Poor. That's a tough one.
Really?
Yeah, because I feel... the thing is, when I grew up, I feel like we always just ended up getting crap Turkish Delight. That
Well, in
basically smelled
England...
like a Glade air freshener.
In England, we had the Cadbury's Turkish Delight bar, which I do like. The pink wrapper. No, Fry's. Fry's Turkish Delight it was called. And it's like a pinky gel. It's rose flavoured.
That might be the one I'm thinking.
Covered in chocolate.
Do you know, it kind of feels like one of those things...
It looks like a bar of soap.
Because you know when you're a kid, and
Well-
you try things, and you hate them with a passion, like...
Well, we can revisit it because for the first time,
Oh,
I've brought back from the
we've
Christmas
actually
market.
got pudding on the
I've
pudding
eaten
board.
half of it already.
Okay.
But I bought
the rest.
lemon and rose.
Oh, see,
Turkish
this is what I'm
Delight.
about.
Yeah.
I'm going down the lemon route because I think it's the rose that killed it for me.
Oh, see now, I'm all about the rose.
Let's see what happens with it. We go lemon first. Let's make this fair. Because I
Yeah.
know I like lemon.
Yeah.
If it slaps, I might go rose and see if it
It's
just,
so
was
good.
just bad stuff.
I've had so much of it today, I shouldn't be eating any more, but
Fine.
slaps. It slaps.
I'm going to do it all. Like,
Yeah. Try the rose. Try the rose.
say goodbye to your speakers, guys.
Yeah, you just turn this one off.
Words. that was Thomas gargling your drink before slipping it back in the glass.
Get back in your thimble, Thomas.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to need something to pick this out of my teeth with later.
Now, unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to be able to do actual pudding of the week, bring the pudding every week, because I don't have mashed chicken lying around in the
How much
fridge.
bean paste do you keep? Like,
Yeah. What was it called? Anko?
I don't want to know. Like we've put the. You can probably find some crumpets to rub in dog poo.
Oh, that was, yeah.
That was the bad one.
Didn't we decide they were quite nice as long as you kept the peanuts out of it?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But still, the image is strong. Do you know what? You might have just cured like a 25-year-old phobia.
Oh, really?
I thought I hated Turkish Delight. I didn't think I liked it at all. The rose, fine.
Yeah.
Because-
it's
and
subtle, because it's not a fake rosewater flavour. It's real rosewater, and they can't put too much in,
Yeah,
because then it's water.
Yeah, exactly. It won't stick together.
Yeah.
You'd be drinking it and gargling it back out into your glass.
Yeah, we'll be Thomasing it everywhere.
It'd be phlegm in it that makes it gonna feel like a Turkish Delight. But the lemon,
Yeah.
the scale I've picked actually gives me a little bit of scope to play with that. I've gone with the theme because we're talking food, we're talking steaks.
Oh, okay, yes.
So, if you'd have asked me beforehand, talk to me about Turkish Delight, I'd have said it's well done, i.e. it's going to taste like the bottom of someone's boot.
Fair enough.
Which, for those that don't know steak, not going to be listening to this podcast anyway, but
No.
well done is how you ruin a piece of meat.
Well, you can go further. You could overcook to the extreme, couldn't you?
Yeah, well done's no.
Well done's far enough.
Medium well is pushing it. Medium well is
medium. I know. I go medium rare usually.
I normally go medium rare. I'm gonna go medium rare. I'm gonna go medium rare actually, with the lemon. Because if I don't trust the restaurant.
Oh, I see where you're going.
And then I'll go medium rare to rare.
Yeah.
And I'll normally get it either medium or rare.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I can deal with either of those.
Yes.
But the rose, if I know it's going to be good, like that, if I know it's
going
to be that, I know the place, I'm going rare. I'm not going blue because I'm not trying to prove that I'm the hardest guy in England now.
Yeah, that's what blue steak's for, is being a big man.
Yeah, I like to eat it off the back of the cow.
Do
you know what?
A good vet could bring it back to life.
Oh, we know, but it's like, get a bit of flavour into it. Come on, I know.
Yeah. Actually,
consistency would probably
what's
be
it called?
similar.
The Maillard reaction. You need that to happen for the steak to taste good.
Exactly. Otherwise, you're just eating.
Otherwise, you're just licking cows' arses. You're just shaving them and licking the cow's arse.
Chewing a bit. If you like the consistency.
Yeah.
Turkish delight, but the taste of blood and like a bit of methane. Then have your steak blue. But if you're not eating it with your first beer, you're probably going to go for rare.
Your first beer.
It's a
carling,
the first
and a rare steak.
Yeah.
Do you know what? For the longest time, I used to have my steak like well done.
Then you hit puberty.
No, or do you know what? All the way till maybe 21. I used to have it well done. I just preferred it that way, and then one day I started.
You hit flavour country.
Yeah, I think you grow up into it, don't you?
I think, I do think just on the edge of rare towards medium rare is the sweet spot. Like you say, you've got definitely the reaction, the name.
Maillard, I think. Someone's going to correct me. I made a lot of mistakes in last week.
I don't think we're going to get many steak connoisseurs on this one, but if you are, tell us.
Yeah, if you're a steak connoisseur that likes to mash the steak into a pudding, we'd like to hear about that to a follow-up.
Tell us your country,
one. Yeah, we'll dive straight into that. So when I bought this Turkish delight earlier, I noticed they had other common flavours like mint.
Okay.
But they also had like cola and things like that, and I feel like stop trying to get the kids into it. Just make them watch the BBC version of the Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion and the Witch and the Wardrobe, and they'll want it.
Yeah,
that's what got me as a kid. I want a silver platter for which to eat. I don't want this plastic tub. I want a silver platter.
That was the sealed for investment.
Sealed for investment.
It feels like the kind of guy that would have a silver platter.
Yeah.
That he's paid for with one of his sealed.
Yeah, but it's sealed.
Not going to talk about that one this week.
No.
We've got man.
We've almost gone a whole episode without saying Osprey or Lego.
I know.
I've ruined it now, but...
Yeah, I'm not going to kick off though. Do you know what? That put me in a good place. I wasn't expecting it to.
I think we should have another piece of Turkish delight.
I think we should.
And say goodbye to everyone.
I think we should just ask Thomas to stop spitting balls.
Bye everyone!
Thomas is chewing.
Thomas, get back in your thimble!
Why is he trying to make the Turkish delight into a... Oh, because he wanted to cover the television.
Bye! The rose is really good.
Cream lemon.